Hello, survivors, and welcome to Qigong with Kevin, sponsored by Aortic Hope. Big shout out to Aortic Hope for all Karen and Josh and Velda, everybody, for everything they do for us aortic dissection and aneurysm survivors. Thank you so much for bringing us all of these resources, and thank you for the opportunity to share Qigong today. Survivors, I'm hoping that your weekend has been and is as exciting as mine. Mine's just been great. Of course, as a survivor, I think every day, despite the challenges, every day is just a marvelous adventure. And what I've been doing today, or yesterday and today, is over the last 15 years, I've built an enormous nature audio library by going out into the swamps and into the forest and into the hills and at the beach and making recordings. So I've got all of my Sony professional recording gear. And what I do is go out and put out maybe 5 or 10 recorders overnight, then go back the next morning and pick the recorder up and bring it back, download the audio, and then weave the wonderful sounds of the birds, the wind, nature's the water flowing through the forest, the coyotes. I love coyotes, the bears, the alligators, and crickets and cicadas, even. Frogs are one of the greatest. I'll tell you a really quick story about frogs. I may have told you this story before. However, it's worth repeating because frogs are so important for us as a tool to help us relax. They're so powerful, such a powerful relaxation tool, because you can think back to our ancestors maybe 10, 20 generations ago when they were sitting around the campfire after a day of going out and hunting dinosaurs or whatever they hunted, the bears and doing the fishing. And so as long as the frogs were making their audio, singing at night, when everyone was around the campfire, the frogs in the background were audible, then everyone knew it was okay. There were no predators about. However, the moment a predator like a saber-toothed tiger, panther, bear, dinosaur, T-Rex, whatever, would creep up, then the frogs and the crickets and the cicadas would usually go quiet. So by playing frogs in the background at night or when you're doing a relaxing sound bath, then our DNA recognizes that relaxation sound, that sound that everything's safe, everything is okay. And so frogs are a wonderful meditation tool, and I love to integrate the frogs into my sound baths that I do, which I've been doing a lot of recently. So while I was out in the swamps, survivors, we saw a lot of alligators, really big alligators. And yesterday I had set up my recorder right on the edge of the bank where the it's very dark water meets the bank, because that's one of the best places to catch wildlife sounds. You have the water, you have the earth, and where they meet is where all of the deer and the pigs and the other animals come down to the water to get a drink of water, and the alligators lay in wait. So when I went back to get that one recorder, I noticed that there was this humongous alligator. It was an old bull, big, giant alligator that was laying right submerged just where my recorder was at the edge of the water and the bank. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I can't leave my recorder out here. I've got to get my recorder. So over the last 15 years, I've had a lot of encounters with alligators, and I know how fast they can move. And so I'm very wary of the alligators. So I started sending good signals, right, to the alligator that I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not going to harm it. I just want to get my recorder. And I thought, okay, I am an aortic dissection survivor. I can do this. So I tiptoed through the weeds, got my recorder, and then got out as quick as I could. Uh, it's always a lot of fun. However, in my interactions with all the animals yesterday and today made me want to share some Qigong, animal Qigong with you to get your Qi flowing. Because after I got my recorder, my Qi was flowing. Qi carries the blood to our body. The blood carries oxygen to our brain. So we know that by getting our Qi, our energy moving, our blood's going to flow and our peripheral arteries are going to be filled with oxygenated blood. Our brain's going to be happy because of all the fresh oxygen, and we're going to feel invigorated and beat that fatigue. So let's do some animal Qigong, survivors. To start, find a comfortable place to stand, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. And we're going to warm up just like we always do. Just like my teacher Marissa with Yochi Qigong has taught us so many times. The first step in doing Qigong is to relax all of our joints. She says, relax, open our joints. And we'll do that by wiggling our toes, wiggling our fingers, our elbows, our shoulders, our hips, our knees, our neck, just any stagnation, any kind of congestion, tell it to be gone and open the highway of Qi throughout our body. Let that Qi begin to flow. Just wiggle around a little bit. Second step to preparing ourselves for Qigong is to sink our breath into our belly while we are loosening up our joints. We're going to, on the inhale, let our belly expand. On the exhale, our belly contracts back towards the spine. And we know that by breathing, doing belly breathing, our diaphragm drops on the inhale as our belly expands, allowing our lungs to open up so much bigger than they do when we chest breathe. Open up and get more fresh oxygen into our body. So relax, open our joints, then sink our breath into our lower dantian and do belly breathing. We're going to find our structure, our head. Imagine our head, the tip of our head being suspended from the cosmos on a string. We're not holding it up, we're being held up by that string, forming a straight channel through the central channel in our body, Chong Mai in Mandarin, the Chong Mai channel that comes out Wei Yin and kidney 1 point on the bottom of our feet and our pelvis area that connects us to the earth. So we have a great flow of energy from the cosmos to the earth through our body. Our joints are relaxed, we're breathing through our belly, and we can feel cosmic energy connecting us to the earth, connecting us back to the cosmos. Then we're going to decide to move with intent rather than force. If we feel a joint that's locked up, we're not going to push it, just going to tell ourselves there's a better way around it. All of our movements are done with intent and not with force. Then we're going to put a smile on our face. Smiling releases so many feel-good chemicals, all those endorphins. So we've prepared our body for Qigong, and what we're going to do is what I always start my Qigong flow off with 99% of the time, knocking on the door of life. Gently turn from side to side. You don't need to swing your arms. Your arms will swing themselves for you. Turn from the waist, about 70% effort, side to side. Don't push too far, but give it a nice twist, smile on our face, belly breathing. Start to lift your hands a little bit. Let your front hand tap over your umbilicus area, the sea of chi. Let your back hand tap over your kidneys. Try to keep your spine straight as you turn back and forth. Feel the chi beginning to flow. Feel the feet rooted into the ground. You're grounded into earth, and you feel that earth energy, that earth chi building as you turn right, then turn left. Slow it down just a little bit, survivors. Come back to front and let your arms hang gently by your side. Feel the chi flow through your fingertips and your shoulders and your knees and your legs. Next, we'll make light fists, just like we're holding a baby bird. And on the inhale, open our chest up and pull our fists back. On the exhale, engage, drop our chin. Exhale, inhale, spinal cord breathing. We're moving chi through a peristalsis action up our spine to our brain, our neck, our head, and our brain. Our brain makes up such a small percentage of our body weight. However, it uses so much energy, and our spine is the superhighway of chi. So, by doing spinal cord breathing, we're pumping chi up our spine towards our brain. Smile on our face. Inhale, open. Feel those deltoids stretch. Exhale, elbows together, chin drops slightly. Inhale. Great way to get that chi flowing. We used to call this way back in high school. 1, 2, way back in football practice. Chin drops. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows come together. Drop your hands down by your side. Take a deep belly breath and notice how the chi flows through your body. So, I saw so much wildlife out there at Mayaka River putting the recorders out. Lots of butterflies because the Coreopsis is blooming right now. Now, Coreopsis is the state wildflower of Florida, and there are fields and fields and fields of Coreopsis. Of course, with the wildflowers, the Coreopsis blooms come the bees and the pollinators, the butterflies. And there are so many butterflies across the Coreopsis. So what I like to do in honor of the butterflies is we'll stand with our palms facing up, gently raise the chi, wrap our palms back around the back of our head, interlace our fingers, keep our spine straight and our elbows pointed out. Exhale, pull your elbows together. Inhale, elbows come back. Exhale, elbows together. The butterfly flow. Open up, stretch your butterfly wings. Let the sunshine, the energy of the sun come into your butterfly wings, warming that chi up, that chi flow. Exhale, bring your wings together. It's so beautiful to watch butterfly wings in action. Sometimes they have a very rhythmic beat, other times a very irrhythmic beat. But this movement is very good for working the rotator cuff muscles, your shoulders, and of course your three deltoid muscles, the anterior, middle, and posterior delts. Inhale, open up. Smile on your face. Exhale, bring your butterfly wings together. Inhale, open up. Exhale. Bring your butterfly wings back together. 3 more times, survivors. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring those butterfly wings together. Open up. Exhale. Open up. Exhale. Survivors, open up. Just hold this position for a moment. This is a great exercise that can really bring a lot of meditative qualities to you. If you're laying in a hospital bed and you just want a little bit of distraction, or you want to move that upper body chi, because usually in a hospital bed or our recliner, when we are homebound, it's very difficult to move our upper appendages. And so we just sit and let our arms hang. But by holding butterfly pose and occasionally bringing our elbows together, it really helps move the chi up to the upper portions of the body, preventing any kind of stagnation or stasis from beginning to set in. So butterfly flow. Okay, let's bring our hands back to in front of our lower dantian, our middle burner, palms facing up, and we're going to honor the snake. There are so many water moccasins out right now because it's been dry here in Southwest Florida. And during the dry season, there's not as much water as normal. So what happens is the water moccasins all tend to congregate around the watering hole, just like all the fish and all the wildlife for that matter do. So I've been seeing a whole lot of water moccasins and water snakes and other snakes for that matter. Pygmy rattlesnakes are some of the most beautiful snakes I think I've ever seen. Right now, they're out too, searching for water. So we're going to honor the snakes by bringing our palms together and spiraling, just like a snake would crawl out away from our body, stretching as far as we can, then backing up, reverse spiral, pulling our hands, palms up, then out and back together. Do the spiral, the snake crawl. You can let your hips slowly follow the snake crawl as the snake stretches out, then decides to come back in, reversing the direction. Palms face up, back together again. This time, palms apart, and let the snake crawl. Reptiles are amazing, full-blooded creatures. Palms up, back together. Lao Gong is pericardium 8 and pericardium 8, two very important gate points in the body for qi. And you can feel the qi flow between your palms. It's the principle behind the qi ball, which we'll do in just a moment. Palms up, back. Last time, the snake crawl. Feel our hips gently sway back and forth. Good workout of the gallbladder and liver channels. Okay, come back to center, palms facing palms, and we're going to slowly work our chi ball. Work the chi ball. You know, the chi ball is a beautiful holographic representation of the chi energy in our body. We can visualize and imagine all of that energy, and we're working it and refining it and rotate that chi ball of energy in a 360-degree fashion, following the way the chi wants to flow. So much fun to work with the chi ball. Chi balls remind me of the little roly-poly bugs that I see on the road and in the paths as I go to set out my recorders. Those little roly-poly balls are miniature armadillos when the armadillo rolls up into a ball. It's tighter and tighter, almost impenetrable. Now let's store that chi into our lower dantian. Besides the wildlife, when I'm out in the forest and the woods, I love to see the plants and the trees. So many medicinal plants and food plants out in the wild. It's just amazing. My undergrad has a focus in botany, and I really have always loved to learn about how our ancestors and endemic peoples used plants because they didn't have a Publix or a Walmart to go grocery shopping. So all of the food and all of the medicine came from the forest. So I love plants, but this next Qigong flow is tree pose. What we'll do is, again, our palms facing each other, bring our hands out, not all the way out, but maybe 3/4 of a good stretch out in front of us. Generally, the tips of the fingers can have a slight curve to them. Your thumb is pointing up. Make sure that your clothing is not too tight. Let Lao Gong, pericardium 8, and the other Lao Gong interconnect with each other. Then slowly bring your palms a little bit closer to your heart area. As you do, drop your elbows. Imagine that there is a bag of beans from the grocery store that's resting right there in the crease of your arms. And the weight of those beans is pulling down both of your elbows. So you begin to feel your bones engage, your fascia engage, and you're not really holding your arms up with your muscles. Now you do probably feel tension right here at gallbladder 21, which is the peak tip of our shoulder trapezoid, our shoulder trap muscle, trapezius muscle. So we're going to imagine this trapezius just totally relaxing at the center point, like it's losing all of its fibers, causing our shoulders to drop down along with our elbows. Our hands are out in front, and we're breathing in through our belly. We focus on the very tip top of our head, the apex point of our head. If you drew a line from ear to ear, right at the very tip, the midpoint of the body, the tip of the head, that is due 20 or by way. We're going to imagine that connection is open to the cosmos. So while we stand here, we receive cosmic energy. We feel that energy flowing down, flowing down the center of our body and the front of our body on our Rin channel, in between our shoulders, a little bit lower, Rin 17, right in the midline of our body, right in front of our heart. We feel that cosmic energy filling our heart with good energy, settling our Shen spirit, the spirit that resides in our heart. Feel that chi flow down to our umbilicus area, our lower dantian, just below the lower dantian, the sea of chi. I feel that chi flowing through our lower dantian, our Mingmen area in the back, our kidneys, where our essence and our Jing reside, the storehouse, warehouse of our vital essence. Then down our legs, into our feet, and back into the earth. Then slowly lower our hands. Stand with feet together and imagine that you are a river cane. We don't have native bamboo here in Florida, but we do have river cane, which looks just very similar to bamboo. So imagine your bamboo swaying in those brisk Florida Gulf Coast winds that were buffeting all of the plants that I saw yesterday and today. Sway back and forth, keeping your balance. Feel your body loosen, relaxed from the Qigong, and know that you are blessed. Finally, survivors, thank you for being here today and doing Qigong with me. Thank you, Aortic Hope, for all you do. Next time you see an animal like a dog or a cat playing or a bird singing, try to mimic and do some animal frolics yourself. And as always, survivors, may you be blessed and filled with chi.